Podcast, voiceover, and video content creators need to have the right tools in their digital toolkit and take time to learn how to use those tools properly. This video is of particular importance to those wanting to start a podcast or video channel. If you haven't started a podcast yet, I have a video entitled Path to Podcasting 10 Steps to Your Own Podcast Channel on my Opportuno YouTube channel that has all steps needed to start a podcast in one video. The URL to that video is in the description area of this video. And if you are new to editing video or want to learn how to use DaVinci Resolve Video Editor, a video entitled DaVinci Resolve How to Edit Video for Beginners with Step-by-Step Workflow from Start to Finish on my Opportuno YouTube channel will get you started editing video using DaVinci Resolve Video Editor. The URL to that video is in the description area of this video. Thankfully, starting a podcast or video channel is very inexpensive compared to other hobbies or businesses you might start. The biggest expense in starting a podcast or video channel is not money, but your time spent in learning how to get off to the right start. A quote by Theophrastus, a student at Plato's school, as well as a student of Aristotle, said the following: "Time is the most valuable thing a man can spend." Having only the right tools in your toolkit, plus the knowledge how to use those tools, will help save you not only money, but time. Both time and money can be wasted by haphazardly trying many different ways to get great audio and video for your content creation. It is best to learn how to record and edit audio and video from a qualified instructor with step-by-step instruction on the best way to get started, rather than to try to figure it all out by yourself. YouTube has many excellent tutorials on how best to create a podcast, voiceover, or video. Your learning curve to great audio and video will be much steeper when you find instructional courses and just simply follow the directions. You will need both hardware and software. It is better to buy right and buy once than to constantly be trying out new hardware and software. Much of the software you can use is free software that provides professional results. The more you learn, practice, and actually produce audio and video, the more confidence you will have. That will eventually lead to self-assurance. Confidence is when you are able to proceed even when you might doubt your abilities and outcome. And self-assurance is when you know that you can achieve your goal and you have little or no doubt in your ability to accomplish the task at hand. Having the right instruction combined with the right tools gives you the confidence to try. And once you've tried and succeeded, then you'll have self-assurance that you have mastered the goal you set out to do. The closer you can get to having self assurance in producing audio and video content, the less anxiety you'll have using hardware and software, which will allow you to focus on making content rather than how to create quality audio and video used in the content creation process. So, the winning formula is right instruction plus right tools equals confidence to try, and confidence to try plus success after trying equals self assurance. The more experience you have creating audio and video content, the more self assurance you will have. And the more self assurance you have, the more you will be able to focus on what really matters, which is the content for your podcast or video. This video is not going to focus so much on what type hardware and software you should have, but how I have achieved confidence and, in some areas, self assurance in my ability to produce content for podcast and video. Being confident in how to create good audio and video allows you to focus more time and energy on producing better content rather than wasting time experimenting with software and hardware, how to produce good audio and video for your content. The following are some of the things that help build my confidence. I find that having a well thought out written script to follow helps me stay on track and not wander off topic. Some podcasters do well with just bullet points written out and then talk freely while loosely following those bullet points. For me, just writing out bullet points would be the best way to conduct an interview, but for a solo podcast, I prefer a written script to follow. And there are some that use no written script at all. For me, having a written script or some type of outline is how I prefer to record a podcast. Also, knowing that my podcast is being recorded and edited correctly to produce great audio is one of the things I've worked on the most. Having a good microphone and knowing how to edit audio and set the audio to the correct loudness level of minus 16 LUF, that's spelled LUF, and minus 1 True Peak Max ensures me that all my podcasts will have good audio quality, be the same loudness level, and will be in line with the loudness level Apple Podcasts ask for, which is minus 16 LUF. YouTube and Spotify ask for minus 14 LUF. For YouTube videos, I use minus 14 LUF and minus 1 True Peak Max. But for podcast, I use minus 16 LUF and minus 1 True Peak Max. Loudness software makes it easy to set proper loudness levels in audio used for podcast or videos. A video on my Opportuno YouTube channel entitled How to Set Precise Audio Loudness Levels for Podcast and Video about a plugin called Final Loud 3 makes it easy to set proper loudness levels for your podcast. The URL to that video is in the description area of this video. Many professionals recording audio, choose the Heil PR40 microphone. I use the more economical Heil PR20 microphone, which is the microphone I am using to record audio for this video. Having a great microphone like the Heil PR40 or the less expensive Heil PR20, along with the knowledge of how to properly edit your audio to achieve great audio quality, is something that is sure to build one's confidence when recording audio. My recommendation is to purchase the best quality microphone you can afford and learn how to edit audio. Using a dynamic microphone rather than a condenser microphone is my personal preference, as you don't have to be so concerned about having a sound-treated room as you do when using a condenser microphone, because most of the audio is picked up at the front of the microphone. All of Heil microphones are dynamic microphones. A digital recorder I like to use, even sometime to record a podcast, is the Zoom H1N digital audio recorder. The Zoom H1N digital audio recorder can connect directly to your computer, allowing you to record direct from the Zoom H1N into your digital audio workstation. Also, the Zoom H1N is battery powered, which allows you to record anywhere using just the digital recorder. If you would like to learn more about the Zoom H1N, I have a video on my Opportuno YouTube channel entitled How to Record Two Mics to One Mic Jack, Zoom H1N or Zoom H1. That is available at the URL in the description area of this video. I also have a video on my Opportuno YouTube channel entitled Audacity Audio Editing Workflow for Podcast, Voiceover, and Video that provides the steps of my audio editing workflow. Regardless if you use Audacity or another audio editor, learning some or all of these 12 steps using the video editor and plugins of your choice will improve the quality of your audio. I recommend just using steps 1 through 8 and step 12, with steps 9, 10, and 11 being optional steps. If you find steps 9, 10, and 11 improve your audio, it takes a while to get used to your voice, as you've never really heard your voice same way others hear it until you listen to a recording of your voice. You're not supposed to sound like anyone but yourself. Just be patient, and after listening to and editing your voice for a while, you will become more accepting of your voice and realize your voice is great for a podcast, just as your voice has been great and how you've been able to use your voice to communicate with friends, family, and others. Accepting the quality of your voice, regardless how you may think your voice sounds, will build confidence that you can just be you using your own voice and still be able to effectively communicate your message on your podcast channel. I want to show you another way that helps me to relax and not have to worry about silent pauses I have in my audio that may occur when I am talking too slow, pause between words, or take a break when recording by not feeling like you have to rush your speech or not be able to stop talking between words because of all the silent areas you would have to delete once you edit your audio. Several audio editing programs, including Audacity, has a feature to remove silent areas in the audio. In Audacity, the feature that removes silent areas in the audio is called Truncate Silence. Just knowing that the silent areas in your recording can be deleted in one quick step when you edit the audio allows you to be more relaxed and gives you a chance to catch your breath or think about the next sentence and even take a short break, all while the audio is still being recorded. This is Audacity with a short audio clip of recorded voice audio of about only 2 minutes, 24 seconds in length. This audio should be continuous voice recording without long pauses between words. This is the same audio used later in this video when explaining how to use the dog clicker. I am just going to play the first part of the audio clip so you can hear that the silent areas between words and sentences are too long and need to be removed. Right now, I am using Audacity to illustrate how to use a dog clicker to click a sound to make an audio wave to know where to edit the mistakes when you are editing the recorded audio. I recommend that you use a dog clicker to know where to edit mistakes in your audio. Now, I'm going to briefly demonstrate how using Truncate Silence can remove silent areas in the audio. First, highlight the portion of audio you wish to apply Truncate Silence to. In this particular instance, I want to use Truncate Silence on the entire audio file, so I will select the entire audio file by clicking on Select, then All. Now we have the entire audio file selected. Next, I select Effect, Built-in, Truncate Silence. These are the default settings. You can use these default settings or change Truncate to the minimum number of seconds the silent areas will be shortened to. Since I tend to speak a little slow, I like a little longer minimum number of seconds to allow a longer pause between sentences. So I would change this from 0.5 seconds to 0.7 seconds. This Truncate to setting is a matter of personal preference. Now, click on OK. Now, let's listen to the first part of the audio after Truncate Silence was applied. Right now, I am using Audacity to illustrate how to use a dog clicker to click a sound to make an audio wave to know where to edit the mistakes when you are editing the recorded audio. I recommend that you use a dog clicker to know where to edit mistakes in your audio. And now I will undo Truncate Silence and let you hear how it sounded before using Truncate Silence. Right now, I am using Audacity to illustrate how to use a dog clicker to click a sound to make an audio wave to know where to edit the mistakes when you are editing the recorded audio. I recommend that you use a dog clicker to know where to edit mistakes in your audio. There is a dramatic improvement after using Truncate Silence to remove unwanted silence to give the voice a more natural sound. Not only do you improve the flow of the speech when removing unwanted silent areas in the audio, but you reduce the length of the audio. Before using Truncate Silence, this audio clip was 2 minutes, 24 seconds. And after using Truncate Silence, the audio clip was reduced to 2 minutes, 1 second, reducing the length of the audio about 16% of the original audio length. If your audio level is very low, you may need to first normalize your audio to 0 prior to using Truncate Silence to prevent truncating part of the voice audio. Using Truncate Silence has been a big confidence builder for me because I feel like I do not have to rush through reading a script to avoid having unwanted silent areas in the audio. I go more into detail explaining Truncate Silence in Step 10 of the video entitled Audacity Audio Editing Workflow for Podcast, Voiceover, and Video on the Opportuno YouTube channel, and in a video entitled Audacity Remove Silence in Audio Using Truncate Silence on the Opportuno YouTube channel. The URL to videos recommended in this video can be found in the description area of this video. Another confidence builder for me is knowing that I am not recording a podcast live and can edit my mistakes while recording or after recording. 2 ways to edit out the mistakes in your audio are: number 1, use punch and roll when recording so you can stop recording when you make a mistake and start recording again to correct the mistake. I have a video on my Opportuno YouTube channel entitled Audacity Punch and Roll Tutorial about how to use punch and roll recording using Audacity. The URL to that video is in the description area of this video. The following is an excerpt from this video to demonstrate how to use punch and roll using Audacity. Now, I will illustrate the usefulness of punch and roll for anyone recording directly to Audacity. For this example, if I make a mistake in counting from 1 to 10, I would use the punch and roll to make the correction. To begin recording, I can enter the key R or use the red record button. So I'm going to click on the red record button. And you see we're now recording. To make the waveforms a little larger, I want to drag this down. So let's begin counting and see if we can count all the way from 1 to 10 without making a mistake. 1, 2, 3, 5. I made a mistake, so I'm going to click on the stop, and you can also simply press your space bar, or you can click on the stop button. So I went 1, 2, 3, 5. As you'll hear, 1, 2, 3, 5. So we need to click right here, and what we've done by clicking there, we've set a clip boundary. And I'm going to do a keyboard shortcut, which will be Shift and the letter D. So Shift D, and what that will do, when I click on Shift D, it will erase this section. So it will delete this section, and it'll start playing back a few seconds. And when it gets to the point you want to start recording again, just start talking again. So you'll see right here, right now, I'm going to do Shift D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So it should have been 7, 8. I left out 8, so I need to correct it. So I went from 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So where we want to put the number 8, we click here to insert a clip boundary. And again, we do the Shift D, and that's going to delete this part here. And it's going to start playing a few seconds back. So here we go. Shift D, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if for some reason on this second take you make an error, what you can do is simply go up to Edit, Undo Record, or you could do Control Z. So in this particular case, let's say for some reason we don't like what we did on the second take. Let's do Undo Record, and then we're right back where we started from. 5, 6, 7, 9. So we should have had a 8 right here. So let's do it again. Let's correct this error. Click here. So we've got the clip boundary right here. And we're going to enter the keyboard shortcut. Shift D, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that completes our recording, and we have all 10 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we counted in a direct sequence from 1 to 10. Now here's something that you'll run into. We have created clip boundaries. And if you see, if I click here, it only highlights this section. Or if I click over here, it goes from this clip boundary to that clip boundary. And if I click over here to this front section, it shows this. But where we place these clip boundaries, we can only click on sections of the audio. Now, after I do the edit, using these clip boundaries, I like to remove them all, because when you get into further audio processing, you start clicking sections and the clip boundaries actually get in the way. You might want to click the entire track, but you're just clicking just a portion of the track. Now, this is how you remove these clip boundaries. One of two ways. You can remove them one by one simply by going to a clip boundary, clicking on it. See how it went away? Now I'm going to edit and put it back in here, because I'm going to show you another way. What I like to do is simply select the entire track. I just clicked here, went to the beginning of the track, and go to the very end of the track, hold my shift key down, and left click, and that highlighted the entire track. And at that point, I'm going to select on the menu, Edit, Clip Boundaries. I'm going to click Join, and when I click on Join, look over at the clip boundaries, how they'll disappear. See, now the clip boundaries are gone. And now when I click to select the entire track, it does select the entire track, because the clip boundaries have been removed. This is an excellent feature for podcasters, for voiceover artists, and for anybody that records directly to a digital audio workstation, a DAW, such as Audacity. And number 2, use a dog clicker to click when you make a mistake. Then start speaking again, correcting your mistake. The tall spike you see in the audio wave when editing the audio, that was caused by clicking the dog clicker, will allow you to know where to remove your mistake when editing the audio. Using a dog clicker is great because you can record just on a digital recorder from any location you choose without having to record to a computer, and still have a way to know where to edit your mistakes. Right now, I am using Audacity to illustrate how to use a dog clicker to click a sound to make an audio wave, to know where to edit the mistakes when you are editing the recorded audio. I recommend that you use a clicker dog. I recommend that you use a dog clicker to know where to edit mistakes in your audio. After you have recorded your audio and you're ready to edit the audio, when you see in the audio waves that look like this, those are the audio waves made by the clicker. Now I'm going to play this clicker sound right now. And you'll hear the mistake that I made. I should have said dog clicker, but I said clicker dog, as you'll hear right now. I recommend that you use a clicker dog. So just as soon as I realized I made that mistake, I used the dog clicker. And then when editing, I know exactly where to edit out the mistake. So I'm simply going to highlight this area here and click on my delete button. Now, right after I made the mistake, I start up again and I correct my mistake. So now let's continue playing the audio. I recommend that you use a dog clicker to know where to edit mistakes in your audio. So that gives you a brief example how I use the dog clicker to know where to edit my mistakes that I've made during an audio recording. A video on the Booth Junkie YouTube channel entitled "This Button Makes Voiceover Editing So Much Easier" shows you how to use a dog clicker to know where to edit your mistakes while recording. The URL to that video is in the description area of this video. Being able to not be so concerned with mistakes by having a system to edit out mistakes, like using punch and roll or using a dog clicker, makes you more confident to record because you know mistakes can be edited out. When you speak as if you are speaking to just one person and not to a group of people. By speaking as if you are speaking to just one person will allow people to connect better. When people listen to a podcast, they are usually by themselves. By speaking as if you were speaking direct to one person, one-on-one, will help develop a loyalty and connection to your podcast. And last but not least is to just be you. Michael Sharkey, producer of the Your Podcast Coach podcast and Your Podcast Coach YouTube channel, explains on his Your Podcast Coach podcast channel in Season 6, Episode 8, entitled Just Be You, that you just simply have to be yourself. You can access Michael Sharkey's Your Podcast Coach podcast from his yourpodcastcoach.com website or from many podcast apps like Google Podcast and Apple Podcast. Just knowing that you can relax, be yourself, and just talk as you would naturally talk to someone during a conversation is a big confidence builder. A URL to Michael Sharkey's podcast episode entitled Just Be You is available in the description area of this video. To summarize this video of how to have more confidence when you record voice audio, I suggested the following. Number one, have a well-written script or outline. Number two, produce great audio by recording and editing your audio correctly. Number three, use a good microphone like the Heil PR40 or Heil PR20. Number four, Accept the quality of your voice, regardless how you may think your voice sounds. The more you edit and record your voice, the more you will become used to and accepting of your voice. Number 5, edit your mistakes by using either punch and roll or using a dog clicker. Having a system to edit your mistakes will provide you more confidence to record without fear of making mistakes. Number 6, speak as if you are speaking to one person, one on one, rather than speaking to a group of people. And number 7, just be you. You just simply have to be yourself. I hope this video has somehow encouraged you and pointed you in the right direction of how to be more confident when recording voice audio for a podcast or video. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Please visit our website, opportuno.org. Thank you